Today we're going to talk about the first conversation around Avanti and the ServiceNow implementation. And we're going to give you a little bit of background on what we're doing and why, and how this is different from perhaps some of the experiences you've had before. I always recommend that when you're talking to people, you can't assume everyone knows why you're doing it. It's important that you understand what you're trying to address, what you're trying to what the challenge is. And so this slide kind of talks a little bit about the what we're trying to address. And so I've described what we're trying to tackle here, what we're going to successfully tackle here, as a modern problem that Riverside has rooted in our history. For those of you who have been with us for any extended period of time, the things I'm sharing on this slide are not new to you. And honestly, I've looked at some assessments of other higher ed institutions across the country, even the most renowned institutions, and they're all struggling with these same ideas. They're struggling with a fragmented system, with processes that aren't connected, a lack of automation and workflows, a lot of extra challenges to the HR professionals doing their work. And UCR, we've got our own version of that challenge. Our unique element to that is that we have grown in complexity, we've grown in student enrollment, we've grown in faculty services, we've grown even in staff. But our tools and our approach to addressing these modern challenges, we're still stuck where we were 8, 10 years ago and beyond. And so it's not just the technology shift that we're talking about here, it's a mental shift, a paradigm shift that we're trying to accomplish through the Avanti efforts. So what the impacts of all of this is that on a very macro level or micro level, things like centralized HR data. If we wanted to find out how many people are coming and going, how many people are promoting up or down, what the demographic breakdown of our hires or our retirees, that kind of work is hard to get and it's hard to provide timely without a lot of manual work. We also have a ton of challenges with lack of standardization. And those of you on this call, especially those of you who have worked with leave management, we've got policies, we've got procedures, we've got forms. But the way that this works itself throughout the campus has varied a lot. And one of the first things that I saw and heard when I came back was, can you please do something about leave management and how we do it? Because it's very time intensive, very time consuming. And so that's part of the challenge that we're going to try to address with this first phase. Bottom line, we need to modernize. We need to come forward and be the AAU institution that we are. We have so much that Riverside offers and provides, and we're doing it without the tools and equipment that'll help us be the best in what we're doing. So really, it's a testament to how much you're able to accomplish despite the limitations you have. And so in our effort, we're wanting to do something different in creating this new implementation that's holistic, that it's looking at, how do we address the workload issue? How do we shift the work so that it's not just doing more work, but doing the work that matters and fulfills us? And as I put here, enabling HR to focus on more strategic people initiatives, the conversations with people to people rather than the processes and paperwork. So Avanti. I won't give you the whole backstory, but I will share with you, obviously, that Avanti for us means to move forward, to advance, to let's go. And after a lot of reflection as a group, we landed on this because of the challenges that all the UCs and UCR often face. And those are impediments that can keep us, if we let them, stagnant. And what we understood is we don't have that luxury. We have a need to address our modernization and process requirements so that our staff, you, are able to do your best work. So our Avanti vision, not just ServiceNow, not some of the aspects of the product, but everything we're going to do is founded and focused on how we have our ethos principle, which is focusing on the well-being of the employee, making this change in a way that's sustainable, thinking about how we can do this so that we have continuity and cut down on employee burnout. And so these technology tools, this effort, this initiative, it's actually ultimately about you. All 100 plus of you that we sent this to, this is about better support for you, the professionals who are helping to create and elevate the employee experience. At the end of the day, this isn't about making sure we've got a technology that makes it more data metric focused. And it's not just about making sure that we've got the newest technology. It's about making things easier, better, and more effective for the people who make the magic happen. Our approach, I'd like to say, is very different. Historically, when we've tried to tackle problems on this campus, and in particular HR problems, we've taken a decentralized approach. We've focused on our reporting lines and our reporting structures and limited ourselves to just what was in our org. And oftentimes that was for good reason. We didn't have the money, there wasn't enough collaborative support, we weren't sure what the strategic direction was. And so what ended up resulting were individual solutions that addressed the now, but didn't think about enough of the future. And even in those cases where we were able to do that, we weren't able to leverage the common need and the common pain points. And so our approach here is to get out of what's just good for central HR or what's just good for this HR team or that college or this unit, but what's good for the function, what's good for you as a community of professionals. And so our approach has been different. We have, from the get-go, worked in a collaborative and steady approach. We have partnered with ITS, the Campus Shared Service Center, Central HR. You, the stakeholders, you've already been a part of what we're doing here. A year ago, we engaged in a full assessment of our leave management process. We didn't just come out and say, this is the process, here's the technology we're going to implement. We spent a year getting your feedback, looking at the pain points, trying to find what would be best. Never is there a perfect solution, but we understood that the best solution involves you and includes you, those who have to make the work happen. So everything we're doing is about a shared vision for integrated solutions, process optimization, and really trying to help create a unity in the way we work. And as it indicates here, our goal is to have a unified HR ecosystem, one where there's a high user adoption and there's a realization that this is part of a broader identity and opportunity for us as a function, as a campus. So the big picture, what we're starting today for you, but we've been in the works now for a year and a half, 2 years almost, is a multi-year effort to transform HR. This is a progressive implementation of technology solutions across the board. It's not just the HR ServiceNow platform. There are multiple elements that we're going to be tackling over the years. It's a focus on standardizing of HR processes across the university and enhancement of our document management and reporting and self-service. We're trying to find a way to improve your effectiveness, shift the work from a lot of the administrative items through automation, AI, and other tools, and really let you focus on the people connection, the things that you can't get from a procedure. We're not getting more money as a campus significantly enough to match all the work that we have. And so we want to make sure we're finding ways to streamline our operations and give you a shift in the work so that you're able to do the work that matters the most to you. Obviously, we want to improve security. We've got compliance and data integrity issues. I sit at a place where I see all the pain points across the campus and the inconsistencies and the challenges that happen, and it leaves us very vulnerable. And we end up spending money and time that we don't have. And so while this effort isn't going to solve all of those, it is an important step in wrapping our arms around the things that are unnecessarily hindering and hurting us. And then for me, and I think for a lot of you, if you've sat in your HR roles for some time, you'll be asked for data. How many leaves did we have? How many did we approve? How many people have been promoted, demoted, disciplined? How many claims did we have for this, that, or the other? And our executive leaders and those who are not in the HR trenches think that it's a matter of just pushing a couple of buttons and getting the data. And if you've had the benefit, you understand that doesn't happen. And so one of the things that we're working closely with ITS is to make sure that we have the data that helps you do the work you need to, and to understand why is this happening. It's going to be really critical as we move to the next phase of ourselves as an institution. And so with this final slide, really what I want to say is genuinely thank you. I took a list of all the people that we invited to be a part of this. I know nearly all of you. And while I don't get a chance to interact with all of you on a daily basis, I know that what we do, the things we accomplish, the impacts that we make possible, the reputation this campus has is because of you. And whatever we're going to do next cannot be successful without you. So I am very excited that after 2 years of work, we've gotten to this point. But it has taken a lot of work to get here. It will be more work to keep going. But as I shared with the Chancellor yesterday, this isn't just a one and done. This is about really transforming how we think and work as an HR function. And so I just want to, sincerely thank you for attending this meeting and helping us make the changes that hopefully will make the work experience and the employee experience better for you.